when the alert comes, it'll look like he has a secret phone.
Much more likely.
Yeah, that would cause some division. And I don't know. I guess that's possible. That'd make for a pretty lame TV show, though. That's how the prisoners
That's the big move.
Yeah. They weren't
Let's
like
put a cell
shiving
phone
people.
in his locker.
Yeah, let's just expose a secret cell phone.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
A British psychologist says that the key to losing weight could be right in front of you. I'll explain coming up next. By next, I mean now. The key to losing weight, according to British psychologist Professor Richard Wiseman, he says all you need to do is eat with your offhand. So for most of us, I believe 90% or so of people, if you just started eating with your left hand, it would dramatically decrease the amount of food you ate to the point where you would actually lose weight because of it. You believe this? You buy the idea?
Yeah, it makes sense. The slower you eat, the faster you feel full.
That's true. That is true.
If you eat really fast, you can just shove stuff down your mouth, down your throat.
Yeah.
Before your body realizes that you're full.
Yeah, I've heard this several times, is that it takes like 30 minutes or something for your stomach, for the signal to get from your stomach to your brain that, hey, you've had enough to eat, that it's satisfied, which I don't know why that is. But nevertheless, if you were eating slower, then that gives you more of an opportunity for the signals to catch up. But I don't know if it's good food in front of you. I don't know if it matters how slow you eat. If you got a plate full of mashed potatoes and gravy and it's really good, you're gonna keep eating until it's gone, right? You're gonna leave some there. It's wasteful.
Well, I mean, if you're full, you're full. Whether how much you want to eat it, just how it goes.
How often do you truly feel full?
I never finish a meal.
Because you feel full, or because you're so weight conscious?
I have a pretty small stomach, so I always have leftovers. I'm like the king of leftovers.
Yeah,
But
you
always.
do. You always are bringing in like a half of a pizza from the day before.
Yeah, I always have leftovers.
And then you eat the half of a pizza for like 4 days.
Mhm.
I don't know how you do it. I'm good at portion control for some things, but if it's something good, if it is a pizza that I like, I hate, here's what I hate. I hate having a plate full of food and then leaving some food on the plate. If there's something on the plate, I need to finish it. I'm compelled, something within me. I don't know if it's something from my upbringing. I don't know what it is, but I hate putting food away. Now, if it's in a pot somewhere else and I know I could go get seconds, or I could put it away for later, that's different. But when it's in front of me, so I guess what I need to do is have a smaller serving spoon. This is what I need.
So you're not a big fan of the leftovers, huh?
I don't mind eating leftovers. I just have once it goes from the serving plate, wherever it is, to my plate that I'm eating from, I can't leave it.
Got it.
There's a thing in my mind that says this needs to be eaten or it's going to waste. It's such to the point, I don't know if you ever caught me doing this. If we go out to a restaurant and I have a glass of water, when we stand up to leave from the table, I will finish the glass of water because it's some psychological thing.
I think I know what your future looks like.
What's that?
It looks thick.
Unless I start eating with my left hand.
Yeah.
Maybe that will
You
slow me down.
it down.
enough.
Or you need
Yeah.
to start putting less on your plate, it sounds
That's what
like.
I think. I need a smaller serving spoon. But so this might be the key for some to eat with your offhand. But for me, I don't know if it would work.
Just slow it down, you know?
It couldn't hurt.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I don't know if you knew this. Over the weekend, the Chicago Marathon, it's marathon season. I think Nene's running a marathon coming up this week. Be curious to know what his numbers will be compared to Kelvin Kiptum, who just broke the world record for the fastest marathon of all time. And I had no frame of reference for this until now, but now that it's mapped out, this is unbelievable. So the new record, the unofficial time, was 2 hours, 35 seconds. 26.2 miles, right, for a marathon. That means that he was running on average about 4.5 minute mile.
No way.
Averaging throughout the race.
That's incredible.
How can that actually be?
How does his body even do that, you know?
You or I, right now, if we went and ran a mile, I don't think we would hit the 4. I don't think we would hit 4.5
No, not even
minutes.
close. Like, not even close.
The fastest mile I've run, I don't know if I've broken like 7 minutes.
Yeah. It's usually like 8 minutes.
And that's 1 mile at a time. Forget about 26 of them. This guy kept up that pace. He kept up a 4.5 minute mile pace for 26 miles. 2 hours he was running at that speed. How is that humanly possible?
He was cooking at the end, too. I watched the video of him crossing the finish line.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just cooking.
Yeah.
Still moving fast for running a marathon.
He never stopped moving fast. How can you do that without being in a car or something? I don't understand how a body is able to do that.
It comes out that he, like, cheated.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Everyone would be like, it would make more sense to everyone.
We'd all breathe a sigh of relief that I suppose. But at the same time, I mean, that's such an accomplishment. This should be bigger. This should be more, like, his name should be around all of the news today. Everybody should know. He should be a household name. This is more impressive than anything Usain Bolt ever did.
Whoa, that's just not accurate.
What do you mean?
Usain Bolt's the fastest person ever.
He ran fast for like 30 seconds. This guy ran fast for 2 hours.
Yeah, but you can't comp him to Usain Bolt at the Olympics.
This is way more impressive.
This is impressive, yes. He's the fastest mile or marathon runner ever.
Yeah.
Very impressive. But since it didn't happen in like a 10-second span,
Yeah.
like all of Usain Bolt's, people don't care as much.
Yeah. Usain Bolt much more made for television than
way more made for TikTok than Kelvin.
Kelvin Kiptum. But I don't even know what tuning in to watch a marathon on TV, what that would be like.
I mean, he ran it in 2 hours, so if you had a spare 2 hours on your Sunday.
And checking back in on Kelvin Kiptum. Yep, he's still running fast.
He's just cruising.
If he keeps this pace up, he'll be done this race in an hour and a half. Still
record time.
An hour and a half shorter than an NFL game, and somehow we watch those. But.
Oh, hi there.
This worst of the riot.
Crank that up.
Radio U.
Today's a huge day, Isaiah. It's a holiday. In fact, it's not just one holiday. It's 4. I call it the Quattro. I'm going to tell you the 4 holidays. You tell me which one you want to celebrate. Obviously, Columbus Day. It's today. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day. It's also Canadian Thanksgiving. It's also, you might not have known this, Leif Erikson Day. Hinga-dinga-dirty. Which one do you want to celebrate?
It's a lot of good days.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why can't we celebrate all of them?
I guess. I don't know. I get the impression now that Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day are at odds. And so you have to choose one. You can't have both. Also, Columbus Day and Leif Erikson Day also would seem to be at odds because I don't know if you know, but Leif Erikson is credited with actually being the first European person to set foot in North America. It wasn't Christopher Columbus. And so that's why, like, if Leif Erikson was here first, which I think is confirmed, then that kind of renders what Columbus did kind of not as interesting, less worthy of recognition.
It's crazy that we have all these days.
Yeah.
And we didn't get the day off.
I know. I've said this before, that it really is an affront to my Canadian heritage that I don't get Canadian Thanksgiving off. I think I feel a little discriminated against, if nothing else.
So listen here. So today's Canadian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Will you eat turkey today?
No. There's a 0.
So you're not celebrating?
Yeah, because I'm stuck here.
You can still celebrate.
You getting me a turkey?
I'm not buying anything. I'm saying if you want to celebrate, you can celebrate.
Do you think it would make more sense on Canadian Thanksgiving anyways to have like a maple glazed ham or something?
Well, I feel like if you were in the U.S. and you wanted to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving, that's what that's what someone in the U.S. would do. You're thinking awfully United Statesian right now. You need to start thinking more Canadian.
How dare you tell me how to think like a Canadian?
Just saying. That's like if I said, oh, really?
Yeah.
Today's National Mexico Day. I should have a taco.
Well, that's racist.
That's what you just said.
No, I am Canadian, so I can say things about Canada.
You're like, I should have a ham today.
I didn't say, oh, we should watch hockey.
It's like, oh, it's National Italy Day. I should eat some pasta.
I know what actually happens on Canadian Thanksgiving. You know what else we do?
What do you do?
We watch Canadian football. There's a big game coming up today. Red Blacks, Alouettes.
The what? What are your team names?
The Ottawa Red Blacks take on the Montreal Alouettes. It's a huge game. Could determine who makes the playoffs in the CFL. Who are you cheering for?
Well, Montreal is 8-7.
Yeah.
Where Ottawa's 4-11. So
Yeah,
it seems as if Montreal's going to run through them, but I am cheering for Ottawa, yes.
Yeah. So which would you, if you had to choose one of these holidays, which one are you choosing? Don't you think Canadian Thanksgiving sounds the most fun?
I mean, of all of them, it's the only one that you like do something for, right? You eat food for it.
Yeah. Otherwise, the other ones, some people get the day off, but
Columbus Day was a National Indigenous People Day.
Yeah.
Leif Erikson Day.
Leif Erikson Day.
What do you do for Leif Erikson Day? What was his go-to?
Something Viking related. He was like an Icelandic explorer or something like that.
Yeah, not a lot of activities for Leif Erikson Day.
Which is too bad. He discovered, he was the first person to set foot on North America that wasn't from North America, supposedly. As far as we know.
When I type in Leif Erikson Day, the first thing that pops up is Leif Erikson Day a real holiday? That's how you know you're a fringe holiday.
Yeah, which is too bad. Leif Erikson deserves better. Don't you think? If
Probably.
Columbus gets all this praise, people get days off for that. Shouldn't Leif Erikson get more recognition?
If you like that video, there's a ton more. Go check out our past videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.